Hello, so I decided to do this video as some people seem to be having a hard time using the radio tune command for AIRIO, AIRIO. So yeah, I decided to make the quick example of me using it and how it works out for me. I think it works out quite well. So I've pulled up the kneeboard with some frequencies, and I'm gonna say some of those frequencies. Some I'm going to change a little to complicate it a bit, as the default frequencies in this mission are for the most part, are quite simple, except for the first one. So I'll start with that one, and we'll go from there. Radio tune 132.550.
Will go.
Mostly doing this so you can see how I say the sentences, so if that helps you out to understand what you may be saying wrong in your sentences. So that's the goal of this. Radio tune 258.0.
Okay.
Radio tune 260.0.
Will go.
I'm gonna change the next one a little bit, just to add some variation in there. Radio tune 270.0.
You got it.
Sorry, I meant to say some decimal number at the end. I'll say it on the next one. Radio tune 255.7.
All right.
Now with these decimals, I see people saying trying to say 000. You can't actually say that. You can't say 00, as in let's go back a bit and back to channel 3 and say radio tune 260.00. Radio tune 260.00.
Will go.
You can also say your decimal number and a 0, as in radio tune 270.30. Sorry, that again. Radio tune 270.30.
You bet.
So what else can we show you? We've already seen the. Let's try radio tune 257.125.
Roger that.
Radio tune 254.275. Let me check something. If I'm saying something I can't. That's another thing you can do. Is you can edit the actual command on voice attack and see what's valid. You can see that on the first digit you can only say something between a 0 and a 3. On the second digit between a 0 and a 9, between a 0 and a 9 on the third digit. Then you have your decimal and first digit for the first decimal digit. You can say between a 0 and a 9, and the rest is optional. Well, it's obviously not optional if you're trying to say one of these frequencies, but you can stop here and it's recognized by a valid command by AIRIO. Hope that makes sense. So this is what you can say. Remember that this is your two last digits, and it's what all that it accepts for the two last digits. You can say 0, 2, 5, 5, 0, or 7.5. That's all it recognizes. So I was just making sure I could say 7.5. So let's try that again. Radio tune 254.275.
Wilco.
Okay, got it recognized that time. I mean, it doesn't, sometimes I'll say something a little bit different. Maybe I mush my words together. Maybe I do more of a pause where I shouldn't, or usually speaking fast, I don't think it's too much of a problem. I think it recognizes quite well. In fact, I think it works better when you speak fast and you don't leave too much of a space between your words. And I am not using the experimental, the VPX, I believe that's what it's called, the experimental voice recognition engine for Vaicom. I am just using regular Windows voice recognition, and I still can speak fairly fast, and I'm happy with that. Let's try channel 22 with a bit of a flare maybe. Radio tune 258.20. Radio tune 258.20.
Got it.
So yeah, as you can see, it works quite well. Sometimes you'll say something less clearly and it won't get you. Just try again, and I don't think it's much of a problem. I think it works fairly consistent, especially with simpler frequencies. Radio tune 265.0.
You got it.
So yeah, well, I hope that helps. If not, I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. This is how it works for me. So yeah, hope that was helpful. Stop video capture. Stop video capture.